My passion with the water is so interesting. We're a sharing company. That's what we do. And I have plenty of air units to share, but what I love is we own the bottling plant with this baby right here. That's my fountain of youth at the faucet. And what does it make? The champagne of water. You can tell our water from across the room. It's not soda with big giant bubbles. And what does that affect? The three main benefits of the water are ORP, oxidation reduction potential, which is definitely straight related to hydrogen being present. Also, pH, which is affected by the amount of hydrogen present. By the way, pH stands for potential of hydrogen. Water is actually measured in its potential of having hydrogen present. The more negative charge, and that can be done with a simple meter. We can show a negative charge in the pH. Also, absorption rate. And Mike, you know me, I did this in Orlando, but if you want to know how it absorbs fast, just put a dry tea bag in cold water you made with the machine, and within a minute, I won't do it for the full minute, but look, it's already gone through. Within 1 minute, it will be drinkable, fully steeped tea. That shows it's much more absorbable than regular properties. So antioxidant, alkalinity, hydration, just like we have on the slide. Go ahead, Mike. Its job, I didn't know this, and Dr. Hamada, I learned your stomach is a high-level water pump. The problem is we're putting bad water and bad liquids in it that can't be pumped throughout the body, so they end up getting pumped in the toilet. What our water does, most interestingly, and Dr. Hamada, I drink 12 of these a day. That's 240 ounces of water. I love it. I'm addicted to hydrogen, I think. And so we want to, Mike, you're right. 2 gallons a day times 365 days is around 7,000 gallons of water per year. Our bodies will absorb that much. It balances the body's alkalinity, better absorbs, super hydrating. And so go ahead, Mike, with the next one. We are up to 75% water. Do you know when you're born, you're about 95% water? Babies' entire bodies are flexible. Their skulls don't even close till they're around 5 years old, where they solidify. So when we're born at 95%, we live around 75, and we're on a slow glide path. So we want to keep hydrated. The most important thing is not what you eat. As you know, Dr. Hamada, many people have gone weeks without eating, but they have to have water. Air 3 minutes, and water 72 hours, 3 days. Go ahead to the next one, Mike. We want to live, our body wants to live just above 7. 7.365 is the proper pH for blood. And it does it by minerals. And by the way, Mike, another meter to have is this one. It's a TDS, total dissolved solids. When you put that in zero water, it's 0. RO water, 0. No beneficial elements. What are total dissolved solids, Mike? That's what your entire body is made of. When you put this in a trout stream, it's 1,500. When you put it in reverse osmosis water, it's 0. That's 0 benefit. So you're noticing on this scale, when you go into the minus numbers, that's a negative charge. That's a true antioxidant. When you go to the positive numbers, that is acidifying, and that's where the body does not want to live. Almost all human illness, I've learned in 15 years of doing this, is caused by overacidity and dehydration. The Japanese have thousands of studies. Go ahead, Mike. There we go. A healthy body lives right there, just above neutral. Why does our technology go 8.5, 9, 9.5, and 10? Goes all the way up to those. Why? You're counteracting all the problems of the body. The pH chart, dark blue and blues go in where it's a negative number. When you get below 7, which is green, it starts to go more into yellow, orange, and even red. Believe it or not, sodas live down at 3. They're basically bright orange. 3 pH. It's unbelievable. Massive amount of oxygen. Go ahead, Mike. Imagine our body pulls these things out. And so we have these things called aquaporins in the body. Right on the outside of the stomach is aquaporin, water pores. This water it has to have 3 things, Mike. Hydrogen has to be present. The water has to be small, microclustered, like running water. And minerals must be present for the gut wall to let the water go straight out through it. You wouldn't believe it, but I've gotten many people who drank maybe 100 ounces of water right in front of me, and then all of a sudden they said, there's no water in my stomach. When it has to be like a combination lock, Dr. Hamada. It has to have exactly the right elements to the stomach to allow it to go. If it has anything that might harm the body, it will not let it go in the bloodstream. Go ahead, Mike. That video is of me with this setup here. And if your sound's up, I don't know if it's to play the sound mic, but when hydrogen is present in water, like it is with our living water, you can hear it exploding from across the room. Why? Hydrogen is power. It's the power of life. It makes water living. Oxygen ages you. It's oxidizing your system. We always want to counterbalance with a lot of hydrogen-rich water. Remember what I said?
Craig, I'm going to go backwards and have you not talk for a second.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is water popping like a firecracker. That's the kind of water we have. Watch this. Is that crazy or what, ladies and gentlemen? Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, and I did that, Mike. I was shocked. But you can't do it with bottled water. You can't do it with faucet water. Oxygen does not have life-giving things in it, except for when you breathe it in. Water is carrying that hydrogen, which is miraculous in the body. I found that out. The absorption rate is the opposite. Most bottled waters and sitting stagnant waters are about 10 or 15% absorbable through the gut wall. When you go on ours, it's more like 85 or 90%. It's completely the opposite. So the hydration level is unbelievable. We're not what we drink, we're what we absorb. We're not what we eat, it's what we absorb from nutrition. Go ahead, Mike, to the next one.
My clicker was stuck. There you go.
It's okay. So the machine, the living water appliance makes 9 different waters, folks, usable waters. 4 are on the drinking water side. You can cook with it, Mike. You can make cleaning water. That's what they're talking about, strong acidic water. You can make cleaner degreaser, which is 11.5, a lot of hydrogen. You can also make 5.5, one of my favorites. Go ahead to the next one. 11.5, that's the cleaner degreaser. That's for removing oil-based pesticides from food. It's amazing what happens when you, and we're just changing our tap water, the source water, by adjusting the amount of hydrogen that comes out the top hose and oxygen that comes out the lower hose. Go ahead, Mike. All kinds of issues you can use the 11.5. And so 2.5 and 11.5 is the magic button. It's the only one on our machine that makes 2 usable waters at one time. We have 8 buttons, but one of them produces 2. Look at this. All these things that get into the body are positively charged, the bad things in your body. So what the water's designed to do is push out those toxins. What most people notice, Mike, in the first few days, if they just switch, it's kind of like the old Pepsi Challenge or Folgers Crystals. We're just going to change what you drink, do it for a few days and only that, and watch what happens. What it's doing is it's forcing a lot of the toxins out, so you'll detox. I make a joke, Mike, on my call. It would detoxify Gandhi. You can be gluten-free vegan, but there are things hiding in your body from our daily exposure, our whole lives, that can't get out. This lets it free, lets it get back out. Go ahead with the next one. Everything. We've got a beauty water. It's 5.5. You can spray it on your skin, your hair, your eyes. We've got a 4.0 and astringent. So we've got an entire skincare line available to the person that has that appliance. Neutral. So for medication, we use a 7. It's just filtered. It is not microclustered, so it does not speed things in. If you're taking medicine, we have a protocol for taking medicines that we can share with people who are doing that. Go ahead, Mike. Not all water is created equal. I have the blessing of living in a 192-year-old farmhouse here, my dad's family ancestral home. Right behind me, 100 yards, is a beautiful trout stream, and about 200 yards across the front of my house is a trout stream. That's what water is supposed to be, but we're not drinking that, Mike. Our whole lives we drank dead water that's full of oxidative stress. We want running water full of hydrogen, which is absorbable, and the body thrives on it. That's what I tell people. Just give it a try. We say, Mike, try the water, feel the difference, spread the word. That's on our literature. Why? All you have to do is try this and give it a good college try. Replace what you drink all day long for a few days in a row. You'll never go back, Mike, to drinking dead water full of oxygen.
You know, Craig, when I first got my living water machine, I guess it's been 10 years or something like that, I thought it was just for drinking. And then I had an operation on my hand, and they said, use it on your hand with the low pH first, then the high pH, rinse it. I was shocked at how fast a burn or a wound would heal with living water. And then I started to read the research. And that's why it was originally invented, was for use for burns and wounds and things like that. So we really have a major league appliance here, because it can be used on the outside and it can be used, Craig, on the inside.
And Mike, let me tell you, you didn't know, but when I first used the Laundry Pure, which we talk about a different time, but my skin was chemically burned. It resolved it just by getting rid of the chemicals. Well, guess what? I had heart surgery when I was 4. My brother and I had corrective heart surgery. I had a scar that was dark brown that went from here all the way up my back. You can see it from across the room. And I played water polo and swam. I was always exposed. I had to make up stories about what it was. 4 months after I started consuming this water, it basically is the same color as the skin right next to it. That 45 years I wore that scar until I drank the water. If you want your body to go into homeostasis and heal itself, we're not doing it. The water's not doing it. Your body's doing it. But unless you give it, Dr. Hamada knows this, unless you give your body the building blocks to do that repair, which the water helps to, not only the water itself, but the nutrients it carries through the system. I've noticed tremendous, tremendous differences just by changing what we drink, Mike. It's not hard to do. Now, the H2 fuel, I love it, Mike. When we came out with this, it let me put when you make the water, the fastest thing to come out is the hydrogen, the negative charge. Matter of fact, think of it as a juicer for water. The fresher it is when you drink it, the better. But if you let it sit, that negative charge is going to try to go to neutral. So we have the H2 fuel. We can put any water in this, but I prefer my living water. And then I hit the button, and of course what it's doing is reintroducing just one of the elements. It's molecular hydrogen. This does one thing, reintroduce molecular hydrogen to water. The other features of the alkalizing, ionizing microclustering are not done by it. So what you want to do with this is reinvigorate, bring your water you're drinking back to life, especially the living water. That makes it like you're standing right in front of the machine as you make it fresh, Mike.
Nice.
Laundry Pure, don't get me started, Mike. It's changed my whole life. My skin, when I was sent an original one to try out, I thought it was a joke, Mike. So I stopped laughing as soon as my skin went from purple. My back was purple from chemical burn from the time I was small. Nothing my mom could buy worked. None of the $60 detergents, nothing, until I got rid of it. How about we just use our Active Pure technology, force it into water, and we change everybody's life? Because, Mike, you can't say you're not using it. I love it. I know who doesn't like me, the chemical manufacturers that make this stuff. Not a drop of hot water or detergent have ever touched my clothes, my towels, and my bedding for the last 19 years. I mean, unbelievable technology. If you've not experienced this, and Mike knows it, I think you had the very first one, Mike. So Mike knows it. It changes the whole game. If you're doing 3 loads of laundry a day with a family of 5, 6, or 7, the money savings alone from no chemicals, no hot water in the Northeast and where I'm at, a lot of money where you live, Mike, up the top in Minnesota to heat water. And no, the lint is gone, Mike. I asked the company, how? When you don't have the crystallization of the leftover detergent heating up in the dryer, it doesn't treat your material like sandpaper and make lint. The lint is reduced so dramatically that your dryer actually works more efficient. So this one is our sleeping giant. If you have not tried out the Laundry Pure, it will change your whole family's life, and it's the most shareable thing because everybody does laundry. And by the way, Mike, I'm on septic. I've never had to have it pumped since I've had one of these because I'm not putting any chemicals in to destroy my septic system.
Very nice, very nice. This one has nothing to do, Craig, with water, but we threw it in there, and Steady Power is a game changer.
Mike, do you remember what happened? I took that seriously when I hooked it up, and I knew it worked. So I contacted a few electrical contractors. At one point, I had an electrical contractor in Texas buying these like the boatload. It was unbelievable. They really work, folks, even with professionals. So that, you buy it for the protection, but it saves money, and it has a 10-year lifespan. So it's one of our best products, and it's one of our hidden gems also, Mike.
Craig, that was a powerful 23 minutes of amazing testimony. And, just before your call, I talked to Mr. Coyle. We had 11 living waters purchased, and they said, we've been watching these Thursday night calls with Craig, and we've got, and I wouldn't sell them the 11 units. I said, I want to make sure you know what you're doing here. This is like a $12,000 order. They're all sold, is what he told me. They're all sold. So, Craig, thank you for your contribution. Thank you for sharing this amazing information. And I look forward to being on your Thursday call.
And Mike, just like you, this is an honor. Velara, to me, is a family. And the call on Thursday night is for everybody, and it's all education. So that's what I love about it. If you're thinking about getting one, watch it, learn how to use it. If you've already gotten one, learn how to use it properly. So I'm excited, Mike. Bill said in Orlando, the sales of Living Water went up 500% since that call's been going on. And it's not us. It's just showing this beautiful technology we have and letting people understand how it works. So thanks for the opportunity to share my passion, which is the living water.
You bet. And Dr. Hamada, as long as we have just a few minutes before the end of the call, you probably haven't seen some of this stuff that, the Velara distributors talk about, but very scientific, very powerful. And the bottom line is it creates sales. And that's what all of us want. So, Dr. Hamada, what say you, sir?
I think it's fantastic and fantastic information. And Craig, thank you so much for doing this tonight. We used to have, what were they, healthy home showcases, and with the whole product. I mean, I've got the Living Water and the Steady Power and the Laundry Pure and, the Air and Surface. I've got everything. And every time somebody comes over, I tell them all about this stuff, and I'm so excited about it. And I don't know if you remember this, Mike, but with Laundry, I know we're off topic here, but with Laundry Pure, a few years ago, I did the Tough Mudder. And I know you guys have heard of some of these races like the Tough Mudder and some of the others, but it was like a 13-mile, really muddy obstacle course. And I was wearing, white socks and, uniform. And you come home and everything's just dark brown from all the mud. And I had, some of my friends were using hot water and bleach and Tide or, other, Gain or other types of laundry detergents to try to clean theirs. And we had a contest. And I told them all I'm going to use is just cold water and Laundry Pure, and that's it. And I was skeptical myself, because I had been using Laundry Pure before, but I'd never had stuff that dirty. We ran it through, and I was amazed. I mean, at the whiteness of the socks and underwear that came out, there was no sign of brown or tinge on them, versus my friends who were using bleach and hot water and Tide or Gain, and they still had that, light brown tinge in it. So it was quite amazing, and people were astonished, as was I, frankly. So, the products, can't beat them.
Well, we've got a large crowd tonight. We thank everybody for joining us. In only 35 minutes, we're going to be joining our Executive Vice President, Mr. Bill Coyle, with the whole team, Robia Turner, Leah Ryan. We've got a very special guest who isn't just talking, okay? We always say, Mr. Coyle, watch my feet, not my lips. Lots of people can give lip service, Leah Ryan, but the guest that we're going to have on tonight, watch their feet, because they're leading the company in volume, and they were awarded so in Orlando. I can't wait to have you guys hear them. We're going to keep the name secret because it's the secret of the night. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Craig Stevens. Thank you, Dr. Hamada. I know you had a hard time being here, but I'm glad you were able to make it. See you guys in 35 minutes on this same line, everybody. Bye now.
Great call.
Thanks.